What's up guys, welcome back, Leo Patso Productions. Thank you very much for tuning in. In today's video, we're going to be having a closer look, hands-on testing with the OBSBOT Tail 2. This is a PTZR, pan, tilt, zoom, and rotate. That's what the R stands for. Capable of supporting up to 4K 60 frames per second recording, which is a fantastic feature. The image quality from this camera just looks phenomenal. It is jam-packed, guys, I promise you, with so many features. For an example, we have human tracking, we have object tracking, autofocus, auto exposure, and the list goes on as far as our connections that we have. We have an HDMI output, we have an SDI output, we also have NDI licensing key that we can purchase separately if you want to. For an example, if you want to wirelessly send the video signal from this camera wirelessly to your PC or to a live streaming video switcher. For an example, I've been using OBSBOT Talent live streaming video switcher and recorder via HDMI and NDI, and I've also been using with my OC GoStream Deck Duet, which is basically a live streaming video switcher as well. I can connect it via HDMI or SDI or even wirelessly via NDI just by simply connecting a network cable. So guys, right now I'm actually recording this section of the video with the Tail 2 at 4K 60 frames per second at H.264. We do also have H.265 available, so we do also have an option for some amazing slow motion. Maybe you're going to be filming some sports or some action, up to 1080p 120 frames per second. Very impressive on all the features that they've jam-packed in this camera for only $1,200 USD. So if you guys want to know more about the camera, for an example, the specs and features, I did make a dedicated video about a month ago. I will leave a link up here so you guys can easily find it, and also down into the description as well. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some hands-on testing that I've done with the Tail 2 in some outdoors environments and different scenarios. For an example, filming some skateboarding, some basketball, some soccer, some object tracking, some human tracking, some manual exposure, some auto exposure. All of these features I want to share with you guys today in this video. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, I just enabled auto tracking right now. Let's see how it handles 4K 60 frames per second. I'm zoomed all the way out. It looks like it's doing a fantastic job tracking over here. As far as exposure settings, let's come over here so you guys can have a peek. Nice. Exposure, I got ISO at 100, shutter speed 1/400. So I am using autofocus, continuous autofocus. Looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit over here. So here we go, let's zoom in. Let's go to 2x zoom. Very nice. 2x zoom's looking good. Let's go to a 4x zoom. Wow. So 4x zoom, I don't think I want to go any more than that because I'm not going to get a full body shot over here. Oh, and as far as audio, I am using the Rode Wireless Pro connected to the microphone input on the OBSBOT Tail 2. But the image quality is looking fantastic. The auto tracking is looking great. Let's go ahead and dive in a few more settings over here. Closure or close-up? Closure or close-up? Let's go to close-up right now. So it just looks like it zoomed in a bit. Let's go to these settings over here. So how do I want those controls to be? Right now I have it set to crazy. You notice the auto tracking is pretty much like super on point, nice and fast. We could go to super lazy just to give you guys a quick example. Super lazy, here we go. So this is the auto tracking set to super lazy. Yeah, super lazy. That is definitely super lazy, and you can see that it lost target. So for what I'm filming and how fast the subject is moving, super lazy is not the best. Let's go to, you guys saw crazy, which is basically like crazy fast. Let's go to slow. Let's see if slow does the trick. Let's see how it reacts this time. Still pretty good, not bad, still in frame. But I would like to see him a little bit more in center frame. So let's go back over here. Let's try fast. Let's take a look at how fast reacts over here. Fast is keeping him in more or less the center of the frame right now. So this is fast. Fast looks like it's doing a good job. He's not totally in center of the frame, but when you jump, you notice it's actually picking up that jump as far as the tracking. Let's come back over here to crazy. We can also go to custom, but I'm just gonna leave it at crazy because I believe crazy's been doing a good job. Here's gesture controls turned on. Now I'm the one in frame. I'm the subject. Now you're auto tracking me, baby. Oh yeah, that sun's beautiful right in my face over here. Looking good, looking good. Moving around, looking pretty good. So let's say I'm done with the gesture controls. I position myself over here. Sun's looking good, everything's good. I'm happy with that. Let's just go ahead and turn this off. Gesture controls, boom, off. And now let's say, you know what? I changed my mind. I wanted to zoom in a little bit. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit, or zoom out in this case. All right, let's go ahead and see what happens again. Now we're zooming in. So the fact that it was already zoomed in, it decided to zoom out. And there we go, now we're zoomed in. Let's see how much we're zoomed in. Let's go to these gimbal controls. I'm zoomed in right now ×3. So why don't we take it a little bit step further over here, zoom in a bit more. You know what, that's actually a good idea. Why don't I take a few steps back? Let's zoom out. We're gonna zoom out. Yep, looking good. Let's position this gimbal so I'm in frame. We're zoomed out all the way, good. And I think right here might be a good example to zoom in all the way. Let's go all the way ×12, take advantage of that hybrid zoom. Okay, there we go. We're ×12, baby. Yeah, you can see when you're zoomed in, the gimbal controls, the pan and tilt controls are a little bit more on the jerky side because you are zoomed in. So like here's one little tap. You can see one tap, how much it's actually panning and tilting. So you can see when I'm further out, zoomed out, the gimbal control is a lot more smoother, which it's smooth either way. It just looks smoother because I'm zoomed out. I'm definitely super impressed with it. Like this just looks fantastic. Like I feel like I can just sit here and model and talk and not have to worry about the camera. Just kind of set it and forget it. All right, so we're going to adjust the composition over here. So you can see basically it's set to dead center. That's how I want the subject to be in frame. And it is doing a great job keeping the subject in frame right into the middle. But if I wanted to keep the subject, let's say onto the lower thirds over here, and I can raise up the horizontal line up to here. All right, let's go to check mark to basically confirm that. Let's put the subject back into frame over here. Subject is back into frame, boom. All right, so look where it's positioning him. It's positioning him on the lower thirds. Okay, so you know what? I don't like that. Since he's skating to the left, I want him to be on the lower thirds to the right-hand side. And I'm gonna zoom out a bit too. So zooming out, we'll go with 1.5. And we're gonna come back over here, close these gimbal controls, and we're gonna go to the composition. This time, I'm gonna switch it over to the right-hand side. Oh, it happens. Let's switch the composition to the right-hand side, and let's drop it into the middle. Perfect, it's doing a fantastic job. Let's confirm that. Perfect, look at that. That's looking good. So as far as the speed, I'm still set to crazy. I'm on closure, so it's basically zoomed out a bit. Bring this closure back up to close up and see how the camera reacts. You can see how much more zoomed in it is, and it's still keeping him in frame. Let's go ahead and keep that on. Let's exit out of here. And just out of curiosity, let's see how much it's actually zoomed in automatically. So you can see that it's zooming in and zooming out automatically over here. So you can see it varying onto the right-hand side here. Right now it's at 4.9 zoomed in because he's a little bit further away. But as he gets closer, it actually zooms out. All right, guys, here's another day with the Tail 2. Let's go ahead and enable with the gesture controls the human tracking over here. There it is, it turned on. Let's just go ahead and move around here a little bit. Right now we're zoomed all the way out. Zoomed all the way out. Let's go ahead and take a step back over here. Optical zoom of 5x optical zoom. Look at that quality of the image, the colors of the image, the exposure, the focus. It just looks fantastic. Let's go for a little walk over here. Different kind of lighting environments, background, foreground. It's a sunny day, not too many clouds. All right, so this is the 5x zoom. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 12 times zoom, bringing it all the way, the hybrid zoom over here. Wow, that's 12 times hybrid zoom. I'm just gonna go ahead and tap my face over here so it knows that that is what I want to be in focus. Focus is looking good. We're tracking this guy on the bike right now, 4K 60 frames per second. I'm using the Only Me human tracking. That just did an excellent job. The human tracking Only Me, it just dodged all of those people on a guy on a bicycle. That's phenomenal. Just leaving the park, just shot some footage with the Tail 2. Excellent cameraman, quality, colors, exposure, focus, tracking, all the inputs and outputs that we have here at the back. What a powerhouse, man. Recording to the micro SD, also doing some screen recording on my phone, using the wireless microphone, optical zoom, hybrid zoom. This thing's awesome. So guys, check this out. I wanted to show you guys a really cool feature about the Tail 2. So right now I'm basically setting up my tripod and the Tail 2 on some kind of uneven ground. I just basically extended my tripod and it was set up within literally a matter of like 5-10 seconds. Mounted the camera, opened up the tripod, placed it. And why was I able to set up so quickly? Well, because this camera has a built-in leveling system. So no matter if your tripod or the camera is level on a level surface or on a level ground, it's going to automatically level itself within the camera. So you want to check this out. What I'm going to do to show you guys in real time, I'm going to turn on my phone camera over here, put it on video, and I'm going to take a video of the camera right now. So looking at the camera right now, I'm filming with my phone, and you can see the Tail 2 over there. And it looks like it's relatively level ground, but we're going to completely adjust this tripod. I'm gonna literally lower down one of these legs, like super few inches without making this thing tip over. Like this is literally lopsided. Take a look at this. Like, you're telling me that footage is level? Like, look at the tripod. It's leaning like at least 6 inches. That's really out of level. But guess what? My footage is not with the Tail 2, with the auto leveling. This is fantastic. It just allows for basically have nice composed images, always nice and level, nice quick setup. Really impressed with this feature, guys. Really cool. Look at this bad boy. Let's come over here behind the camera. Look at this thing. This thing's lopsided. This thing's ready to tip over. Self-leveling, guys. And you guys can also see the microphone setup over here. I got the Rode Wireless Pro, that's a receiver, going over here to microphone input. Again, you can see all the connections that we have over here, the HDMI out, the RS-232 inputs and outputs. We also have the SDI output. We got the network LAN connection as well. Again, NDI is going to be a fantastic option. I did purchase the NDI license. We got the USB-C connection to connect it to your PC, and the USB-C connection to connect it to charge the device. Here's the micro SD card, which is currently being recorded to. Here we have the ventilation, and over here, same idea, we got some ventilation. I just basically connected a cheese plate over here so I had somewhere to mount the microphone so it's not kind of just dangling. That's my quick little setup. And if I wanted to, I could also place a microphone right over here. That's why I have another cold shoot mount. And yeah, that's my little Tail 2 setup for these last couple of videos here. All right, guys, check it out. So right now, I just pressed one click of a button over here to rotate the camera. Again, PTZR. We got pan, tilt, zoom, and rotate, which is a fantastic feature. So we're gonna be able to live stream, record our videos, social media platform, whatever you guys wanna do. We're gonna be able to record also in the portrait mode, not just the landscape mode. So I just wanted to go ahead and briefly talk about how to enable the human tracking and how to enable the object tracking. It's actually super easy. So let's start off with the human tracking. So all you want to do is have the human in frame, somewhere in the frame, and you just want to go ahead and double tap that human, and bingo, just like that, you've just enabled human tracking. So what are you going to see different? How are you going to know? Well, there's going to be a green box now around that human that it's tracking, and onto the bottom right hand side of that box, you're going to see a little icon of a human. Boom, human tracking is enabled, and it's going to track them. Now, if you want to disable it, just go ahead and double tap anywhere onto the screen, and you just disabled the human tracking. Now, as far as the object tracking, again, same idea. You want that object to be in frame, and now you want to actually, instead of just double tapping on that object like we did for the human tracking, you want to actually draw a box around that object. So for an example, let's just go ahead and do that here onto my phone. I'm going to hold up my sunglasses over here. I'm going to just get my finger, and I'm going to make a box around my sunglasses, and bingo, just like that, we have a green box around the object, and now it's tracking my sunglasses, which is super cool, and you can see that it's doing a really good job. All right, and take a look at this. I can even put my sunglasses on. It's still tracking my sunglasses, and yeah, I can move around pretty much anywhere. As you guys can see, the sun has been going down over here. We're still using the auto exposure, and it's tracking my sunglasses as an object. Let's take these bad boys off. Pretty cool. So say we're done tracking that object, just tap anywhere onto the screen. Double tap, boom, now it's off. And now I can use my joystick over here to reposition. And now I want to activate the human tracking. Let's just go ahead and double tap on my face, and bingo, now we got human tracking enabled. You can see the green box, bottom right hand side, you can see that icon of the human. Human tracking is now enabled. And to disable it, or before I go ahead and disable it, let's go ahead and do a quick little walk over here. Move around just to show you. As you guys can see, I'm actually very impressed with the Tail 2. It is jam-packed with so many features. Most importantly, the image quality is fantastic. All of the features as far as being able to have the HDMI output, the SDI output, NDI licensing key if you want to purchase that separately, being able to live stream with this camera, 4K 60 frames per second, the optical zoom, the list goes on, being able to also have control of it via the app, setting different presets. Also, what do we got? The human tracking, the object tracking, the auto exposure, the manual exposure, the focus, manual or auto, even 1080p, 120 frames per second. Like, I don't know, guys, the list goes on. I'm very actually impressed. Even the rotate option as well. So now we can film the portrait videos, the self-leveling. Overall, I'm impressed with the image, the quality, the colors, the exposure, the focus, and all of the features that the Tail 2 has to offer. And again, right now we're zoomed in at 6.4. So I'm using partially optical zoom and also the digital zoom as well. So some additional things that I would suggest maybe getting with the Tail 2, for an example, the ND filters. I would also suggest to get the smart remote controller. Another nice feature is that 360 base. Basically, it's a base that is going to allow the camera to do a full 360, or if not, a continuous infinity 360. I'm not sure, I don't own it, but why do I like it? Because yeah, it's going to allow the camera to have the full 360 of being able to pan across, but also it's going to add an additional 5 hours of battery life. So we're going to have 5 hours, if I recall correctly, right from the Tail 2 itself. But if we have that 360 base, it's also going to have an additional 5 hours. And just like that, look, I was out of, my composition wasn't too good. Couple of taps, boom, now I'm back composed. So guys, if you do have any questions or comments or anything, let me know down in the comment section down below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Till next time, peace.